Looks after the sheep, but she's very pious and gradually has a following around her, and she soon becomes the symbol of hope for the Parisians. And in the 450s, when Paris is threatened by Attila and his merry men, the Huns, you know, Attila and the Huns, she gets the Parisians to pray that they be spared, and Attila decides to skirt the city and leave them in peace. So she's been, one of the major figures. Anyway, the church here, which now is totally windowless. When it was built as a church, it had windows, and you can see the remains of the window positions are still indicated. All those were blocked in. And the church was finally opened in the 1780s. By 1791, during the French Revolution, the revolutionaries said, "Ha, we can use this to better purpose than St. Michael." And the Palace of Justice. And Le Pont Neuf. I know. On fait le tour. Aubert, and then on the extreme left there, Rossini, who by that time was quite a big name. Spontini to the right of Mozart, whom no one ever plays these days. Meyerbeer, who's more or less, out of it, but he was the big success figure in the early 19th century, the person that Wagner set out to, as it were, conquer. But Meyerbeer set the tone for Wagner. And straight ahead of us, if you're interested in shopping, this is the big shopping area of Paris with the Galerie Lafayette straight ahead, then all the area right and left of this building that we see straight ahead. That is the center of Paris's mega shopping with the great department stores. The ones to look out for: Printemps, if you want it anglicized, and Galerie Lafayette. Yeah, okay. And it's the great centre, of course, for what do we call it? Traditional French entertainment, such as the Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge goes right back to the end of the 19th century. I'm doing a tour tomorrow, by the way, a walking tour on the theme of. Look, so I was thinking we can't have an American embassy not flying the flag. That wouldn't do, would it? And along here we've got, guess what? McDonald's. We've got Disney. We've got Aeroflot. We've got some of the finest cinemas in town. Virgin Megastores just coming up on the right. Over the top. And of course the idea is Napoleon's, and there in the middle is the Tomb of the Unknown Warrior, but it didn't get finished until 20 odd years, or 15 years after Napoleon's death in the 1830s. And then further over again, in the direction, beyond the Champs-Élysées, if you look to your right as we go past the is this commercial area with the skyscrapers known as La Défense. And also another of these mega projects of François Mitterrand, the so-called Grand Arch. La Défense, a creation going back to the late 50s, I think, to de Gaulle, 1958-59, where I think very cleverly he thought that the only way Paris is going to survive, if it wants to keep its traditional character, is to have new commercial development shoved out of the actual museum to Carla, perhaps. And you see, even here you've got a kind of garden growing as a wall. It's rather a lovely design.
Look how delicate his strokes are compared to like the Van Gogh someone. And then get one really far away. So
yeah,
you can't even see the dots.
I went in super close and then I'm zooming out
So
just to kind of give my friends the idea of what.
She's just not on the list. Figures they don't put the women on. It's a.
Like the Alps, I'm into it too. I don't know. It's just like it's all about the thing that is strong enough and like bad. I don't like going to watch it now. Yeah, it's on the little table shapes. Oh, hey Roman. Hey Roman, Cam. Roman, Cam. But I know I hate when stuff like that. That was such a good idea for a video camera. I wish I had. I know. My mom's like, here's the video camera. She's like, oh wait, I forgot to charge. Are we? It's a weird deal, so expensive over here. That's what I would bet that before you Yeah. Yeah. So I had to bring my suitcase. Yes. Tell her not large. Yes, I have more stuff. I didn't pack those in. Exactly. I'm not. I packed it in my suitcase.
Non mais arrête, je m'ennuyais, ça se fait pas genre tu vois, il y avait la musique et genre je savais pas quoi faire.
We're gonna sit over here.